Spiritual Life Center. Welcome to the SLC Sunday Experience. We're so glad you're here today. I'm going to send a little healing prayers to Dominic over there. His bass chair is missing. I mean, his bass chair is not missing, but he is.
Yes, he is.
We're going to cover for him as best we can this morning. And so you're going to help us out.
That's right. Good morning, everybody. Let's open up with singing our song together. My soul's welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In the right place. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. In my soul. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Your soul is welcome here. All our souls are welcome here. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I am meant to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome. I'm getting the message. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Let me see your hands. My soul is welcome here. 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 Yes, it is. My soul is welcome here. My soul is welcome here. Yeah, my soul is welcome. And I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, it's welcome here. Yeah.
Well, good morning, Reverend Deborah. Good to see you. And indeed, your soul, as well as all our souls, are welcome here at Spiritual Life Center.
Thank you, Reverend James, and it's great to be here this morning, and we greet you in the name of all that is good, all that is holy, and all that is sacred, and in the warm and loving energy of this community, Spiritual Life Center. Spiritual Life Center honors all people worshiping in temples, mosques, churches, stone circles, and the beautiful temples of nature, because we know there's no space that God does not grace. And if you're with us for the very first time today, either with us online or here in person, we especially want to welcome you, because we know that you are not here by accident. We know that every one of us is here by
Divine appointment.
And we're always so grateful for getting together, on Sundays. And that gratitude extends to silencing your electronic devices. And please refrain from flash photography during the service.
Well, at this moment, let us connect with this presence. It's a presence in which we live and move and have our very beingness in, and from which we all come. And we realize there's no separation, there is no distance between us and this presence that we call God. And our task is simply to lowly listen and to come under its government and guidance, so that we may be the expressions of this presence in our life and in this world. We're reminded God needs us to shine God's light, and so we take all of those qualities in which this presence is, the love, the joy, the wholeness, the peace that passes all understanding, and all that is good and perfect, and let that be our expression that we radiate out into this world. Remember from who we have come from and what our job is, to let God be God in us. And as we do, everything is uplifted, including each and every one of us. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Well, we have a very important purpose and mission at Spiritual Life Center as reflected in our mission statement. And I invite us to join in as we affirm it together. To transform lives, to make a positive difference in the world as we love, serve, and remember. And we carry out that purpose and mission as we embody and live out these 5 universal principles to the best of our ability. Again, let's embody them in our speaking it aloud. God is absolute good and everywhere present. People are inherently good. Thoughts create our experiences. Prayer and meditation are how we connect with God, and we must take action.
And we have a beautiful, beautiful event this Wednesday night. It is our annual Advent Garden Spiral. It is this sacred ceremony that really Paula has brought to us and championed all these years. It portrays the kingdoms of the earth waking to the coming of the inner light. And so you get the opportunity to take a candle and journey to the center of the spiral and then bring your light back out into the world. And the music will be by Paula and Catherine Mandela. And of course, there will be a community meal beforehand. It's always such a lovely experience, and of course, it's a wonderful opportunity for children, so we'll see you then.
Let's see, you've been hearing a little bit about the gifts of real estate, and there's going to be an information session tomorrow between 10 and 11:30 here at Spiritual Life Center, but you can also check in on Zoom, and you can get more details about what that's about. But if you want to find out how you can have a win-win-win situation in which not only does the donor get a benefit, but the charitable gift receiver does as well, you get more information about that, and it's an opportunity for people who may be having some property that they want to unload that no longer serves them, or maybe a tax burden, or just is too much to maintain. And this will explain what all of that is about, and not only will benefit Spiritual Life Center, but also those organizations that we support in our community as well. So check it out, and you'll get more details tomorrow if you'd like to do that. And you know somebody else that might be wanting to do that as well. It's information that would be very helpful.
The jewelry sale is still happening, but this is the last day. So after service, go find your most amazing Christmas presents that you can ever find. And also, there is a vintage Sagen piece. It's sterling silver with bevel inlaid stones, and that picture doesn't really do it justice, but it's a hand-carved bone face, and it's got a beautiful piece of abalone in there. And they are raffling that off, and the tickets are $10 each, and they're 3 for $25. And of course, all of the proceeds from the jewelry sale go to the YOU, the Youth of Unity program. So please feel free to go support them in all the ways that you can. And we also want you to know that today is the very last day that we're taking T-shirt orders for this round. We'll probably do it in the spring, but T-shirt orders are in today, so nip over to the hub and pick out your shirt and give them the order and
proudly display Spiritual Life Center.
Right.
Yes, as our wonderful model is doing each and every week for us.
Well, and you know, it's like things like if we do when we do the MLK walk in February, everybody goes with their shirts. I mean, it's really a wonderful thing to have. And then the holiday calendar. Now, this is only the Sunday. These are only the services. We have a lot of things happening. Yes, there will be a Christmas morning brunch. But our Christmas Eve morning service will only be at 11 o'clock. Then, of course, we'll have candlelight that night at 5 o'clock. New Year's Eve Burning Bowl will be at 11 o'clock, one service only. And then the Blessing of World Religions on January 8th will also be an 11 o'clock service only. And no, we're not getting rid of the 9 o'clock. This is special services. We will go back to 9 o'clocks after that. But there's if you want the full calendar of everything that's happening, go to the welcome table. And it's a blue sheet of paper, and it's got all of the stuff on it.
Yep, you can just put it up on your refrigerator, carry it around with you so you remember what's going on.
Exactly.
And if you show up early any of those days, don't worry, we'll have something for you to do. Well, we have each month we have an update from our Board of Trustees, and this morning our board member and board president, Josie Johnson, is going to give us a board update. So welcome, Josie. There you go.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Josie Johnson, President of the Board of Trustees. I'm here to bring you the update for December. The board has concluded our 3-month trial period for open board meeting. After careful consideration, we've decided not to continue at this time. However, please be assured that we will continue the monthly updates. The minute meetings will be in there. The approved financials will be in there. So if you're not receiving that already, please go to our website and sign up to receive it. Show up right in your mailbox. The board is looking forward to a productive new year. Believe next month is the new year.
Wow.
In January, we'll have our strategic planning meeting to set vision and fundraising goals for the coming year. During our planning meeting, we will be discussing the completed heart-to-heart data, which is a very detailed 34-page document. After our planning meeting, we will be able to give you more details. We would like to give a big thank you to the Evolutionary Council Committee, which consists of Pam Logan, Ruth Rezos, and Brittany Jorgensen. And Claudia Norton was the board liaison for that committee, so we give thanks to her too. We will also be participating in a joint staff board meeting in January, so we will all be on the same page and working together. And then for the financials, I'll just read this because I'm not a financial person. But from the November financials reports, we received $42,000 toward our $100,000 fund and mission efforts. The $42,000 was included Giving Tuesday. $35,000 of the total came as a legacy gift from a former congregant who included SLC as a beneficiary on one of their retirement accounts. And so we are grateful and thankful for everything. Thank you.
Thank you.
And of course, every week we remind you that there are many ways, many activities that foster transformation in our lives here at Spiritual Life Center. So check out our weekly small groups and our other offerings. The happenings are on our website. Anything that you might want to know about us is on our website. And of course, if you're here in person, you can go to the courtyard, look at the bulletin board, and go chat with the ladies at the Hub. And this week, the Hub is the T-shirt center, but they can still give you information about other things as well.
Of course, folks come to Spiritual Life Center to make connections with like-minded people on the path of their own personal growth and unfoldment. But you don't have to wait until you come to a class or workshop or a special event. You can connect with somebody right here, right now. So in a manner that feels comfortable for you, just turn to a friend or a friend-to-be and say, you are marvelous and glad you are here. Okay, and I'll keep that in my pocket. I didn't read all of that.
Okay.
Please stay standing and singing our group song, I Heard the Bells on Christmas Day. And this is a reggae vibe we're bringing to you guys. So, hope you like some reggae. I like reggae. Me too. Yes, Mom. All right.
What a lovely holiday song. Speaking of holiday songs, we're excited about what the choir is going to bring back
That's very
this
true.
Christmas Eve.
Yes.
Let's celebrate the choir coming back.
Yeah.
Yay.
Dolly has been working with us, and it's great to have her.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes, it is. All right.
I heard the bells on Christmas
words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to all. I thought how this day had come, the bells from all around have rolled along the unbroken song of peace on earth, goodwill to all. And in despair I bowed my head. There is no peace on earth, I said. Her hate is strong and marks this song of peace on earth, goodwill to all. Then peal the bells more loud and deep. God is not dead, or does he sleep? The wrong shall fail, the right prevail. With peace on earth, goodwill to all. To ringing, singing on his way, the world revolves from night to day. A voice, a chime, a chant sublime of peace on earth, goodwill to all. And wild and sweet, the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to all. And wild and sweet, the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to all. Great job, guys.
That was fun, yeah?
That was fun. Some good reggae.
All right. Now let's take a nice deep breath together, settle into our chairs, and we're going to speak out loud together our vision statement. Spiritual Life Center is a loving, vibrant family that welcomes home all people and accepts everyone, no exceptions, weaving ancient spiritual traditions with emerging wisdom. We cultivate a spiritual deepening with the divine, each other, and our planet. Now, I'm guessing you know this chant by now. I'll Give You Love by Janice Kelly.
Please join us in singing. I'll give you peace. I'll give you joy. I'll give you hope when all your hope is gone. I'll give you light. I'll give you light.
So as we move into this time of meditation, take a nice deep breath. Let it go and allow your shoulders to drop, releasing any tension. And for maybe the next 3 breaths, just watch your body as you breathe and notice how you relax with each exhalation. Relax into the center of your chest and bring your focus to your spiritual heart center as you breathe. Breathing into your heart, allow yourself to drift into a light daydream. In your daydream, you find yourself on a beautiful, pristine beach. The sun glints off of a nearby boat, perched partly on the water, partly in the beach. It seems like perfect time to take some time for yourself. And so you easily push the boat into the water and climb in. The boat lightly rocks for a moment, and then gentle waves take hold and smoothly roll you along. The motion of the boat is gentle and soothing. Relax. Turn your face to the sun. Breathe in the salty air. And listen to the sound of water shushing against the boat as it glides through the water. And as you allow tension to dissolve, tranquility settles over you. Float in tranquility. Though the waves are gentle, the boat begins to gather speed, and soon a light, warm breeze dances across your face and through your hair. And now you turn your face directly into the breeze. And as if laughing, the breeze ruffles through your clothes. The air, easy and free, streams around you, gently cleansing your thoughts, your feelings, soothing and calming you. Float in the soothing calm. Up ahead, you see an island, lush and green, gleaming like an emerald in the middle of the ocean. And as quickly as you have the thought, the boat turns in that direction and soon skims upon the shore. And you set your bare feet on the sand and walk up a grassy knoll. Except for the sound of the waves and the call of some seabirds, it is quiet. And so you sit down on the grass and you put your hands down on either side of you. And then lie back and make full contact with the ground beneath. You close your eyes and feel the power of your Mother Earth as she gently pulses and hums. Mother Earth energy is very powerful. You feel grounded, solid, restored, and you float in the silence. Taking a breath, you open your imaginary eyes to see that the sun has set and the sky is bright with stars. They twinkle and shine, and they feel so close, it's as if you can reach out and touch them. A full moon rises, throwing light across the water, and slowly, like a mystical spotlight, the moonbeam extends up the knoll, encircling you with its light. The light from the stars and the moon reach into you and fill your cells with unimaginable contentment, ease, and comfort. Any disease or discord completely dissolves, and you are healthy, happy, peace-filled. And you realize that you have embodied the Celtic blessing that says, deep peace of the running wave to you, deep peace of the flowing air to you, deep peace of the quiet earth to you, deep peace of the shining stars to you. With gratitude now, take a breath, and as you return, receive this blessing. Oh, my beloved, you are a child of the universe. Your current home is Earth, and you are loved and nurtured by her elements, the water, the air, the ground, the fire. These are your allies. They cleanse you, calm you, ground you, and heal you. They bring you peace in the midst of chaos. Remember this. Always.
Peace is the promise I made today. There's nothing greater for me to say than to lay down my fears, lay down unhappiness, and surrender to the peace I choose today.
Peace is the gift that I give today. No easy shortcut
been called by name, called to lay down our lives, stand up for greater good, and surrender to the peace we choose today. Peace we choose today. Peace we bring today. Peace we live today. Peace today. Peace
Thank you, Dahlia. I got it right. And Laree. And you said you love singing with her. I can understand why. Oh, peace. I could just rest in that for quite some time. There's a statement that you may be familiar with that says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God." Those words are attributed to Jesus the Christ in his Sermon on the Mount. Of course, we're going through Advent now to celebrate the consciousness that he brought. And of course, he was also known as the Prince of Peace. Sometimes we look around the world and we see anything but peace going on. For some reason, I was thinking about when I first came to Spiritual Life Center. I think it was 2012. It was in October, and then a couple months later, I think it might have been the day before, or the Sunday, or several days before, they had the mass killing of the kids in Sandy Hook. And those kind of things really disrupt the belief that, we can have peace on the planet. And then in the last couple of months, unless you've been completely fasting from the news, which can be a good thing, you're aware of the conflict and the war in Gaza, and I've been having a lot of conversations with my son, who I think has always been somewhat aware and mature beyond his years, even when he was quite young, because he was very disturbed about what was being done, what was happening over there, and what he had seen, what he had heard, and he was passionately seeking an understanding and getting involved in his own way. He's kind of always been that way. In fact, I remember when he was around 11 years old, he started his own YouTube channel. And he was not just, doing, what usually 11-year-olds would do. He was giving his insights to Occupy Wall Street. Heck, I know a lot of people who are like 50 years old had no idea what that was all about and did not care. But he did. Looking at what was going on, in the Middle East, if you take a side in that conflict, it's like touching the third rail. Because either side you take, you're going to be vilified one way or another by someone else, taking a different position. And we look at all the things that sometimes are going on. It kind of reminds me as we, go, this is like the 50th year of hip-hop, and I remember when it first started, there was a group called the Grandmaster Flash. And they had a song that said, "It's a jungle sometimes, make you wonder if it keeps going under." But I look at things like that take place like in the Middle East and Gaza, and I realize something someone told me years ago: no matter how thin the pancake, there are always two sides. And of course, spiritually, there's always a third side. And I think the most important side is the side that supports humanity, the side that supports the children. And I think the suffering of the children was the thing that disturbed, my son more than anything. And he was referring to a time that there was a filmmaker who was over in that part of the world a couple of years ago, and they were having still the challenges going on, and they were facing all of that. And the filmmaker asked some kids, "What's your dream?" And they came out and said, I want to be a teacher, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a YouTuber, I want to be a soccer player, I want to an engineer to help rebuild, my country. But one response I think really kind of caught my attention. As one child said, "Is there a bigger dream than returning home?" And so sometimes we look at those events, and if you have any kind of heart or empathy, you sense the connectedness that reflects our true nature as spiritual beings. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. So how do we become those peacemakers? Well, I would believe that you first got to know who you're working for, no matter what your job is. So wherever we go, we're supposed to mention God's name and just say, "God sent me." We may not say that out loud. People may not understand what you're talking about. But in your own mind, you're just saying, okay, no matter I'm going in this situation, God sent me. And not only you end up getting a good seat. But after you mention God's name in every way that you say, then you get to have a good time. And there's networking and fellowship and all kinds of things that spring into existence that maybe didn't exist up until that moment. But sometimes when you're working for the presence of God, it is a celebration. Like it is, I think, whenever we come to Spiritual Life Center, where people know God, and we go in and we celebrate the name and the nature of this presence. But then there are some people who have forgotten God, and you have to remind them in your own way, God sent us. God sent us. And then sometimes we go into places where they claim to hate God, and they say, you got to say God's name anyway. You got to talk about the soul force and that changed the universe, and through people like Gandhi and Martin Luther King, and this power and this presence that moved mountains, through people like Nelson Mandela and the Dalai Lama. You got to remind them anyway by who you are. And if we do our job well, then we're not worried about not having enough of anything, because we understand we're working for some infinite presence that has no beginning and no end, and we're tapping into something awesome and energetic, filled to the brim with ideas, filled with the brim with resources and cosmic happenings that can only tap into when we realize that it's something bigger than ourselves that we're here to represent. And I think we're here to represent God's goodness and joy, awesomeness, and its peace. And then we stand in agreement and realize that this presence sent us, and when we realize that this presence is for us and never can be against us, then all things are possible. So we look at the world today and we see the challenges. We see the brink of seeming war, and people ask, do you actually believe peace is possible? Isn't that some kind of pipe dream? What do you mean peace on earth? Are you crazy? And we say, absolutely yes. I'm crazy for the presence and the power and the love of God, because with God, all things are possible. And when individuals come together and agree that it's possible, we're never asking how. We're coming together in agreement that all things are possible with this presence. So we realize that we're working for God. We're working for God. That means we have to choose to break away from the belief of separation and choose peace. And we have to want to do this, even if the other person doesn't want to do this. Some people don't want to have peace. Some people don't believe in peace. Some people believe in problems. Do we have that little clip? Yeah, that you can show there? Some individuals, let's see if we can turn up. Oh, we got the sound. You got it? If not, I could tell you it's only like 3 or 4 seconds. Is a visual? Okay. Okay, let's go back and just say it loud, because I want to make sure this, because this comes to my mind when I run into folks that don't want peace. If you can't say it, I will say it on his behalf. One.
I don't want peace.
I want problems, always. Always. So he's become a meme on the internet. I don't want peace, I want problems. Always. There are some individuals, that's what they want. They want problems. Always. Kind of reminds me that I was in New York years ago when I was in ministerial school with some of our ministerial classmates. And I think we were going to some event there, and, we had to catch a taxi to get to the event, and, we got in the cab. I guess they still have cabs in New York. I don't even know what the deal is now with Uber. They never get rid of cabs in New York. That's how you get around. And we got in there, and we told the person the address where we needed to go, and we didn't hear anything. He was driving along, and somebody said, well, maybe he didn't hear us. And so he just gave the address again, and the cab driver said, I heard what you said. Hey, okay, there was no acknowledgement. We were just checking in. That's okay. Just checking in. And we're driving. He's driving us. And we had to go kind of a back way to get to where we needed to go. And he couldn't quite find out where it is. And they were trying to give us some instructions. And he started yelling at us and say, don't play games. If you play games with me, you'll never get to your destination. And we said, oh, my goodness gracious alive. We're just trying to get a little cab ride from A to B. So we finally got to the place, and it was like, it wasn't that far, and it wasn't that much. It was like $3.88 and whatever it was, and somebody whipped out a 20 and gave him a 20. This is too much. I don't have change for this. I don't have change. And somebody said, no, you keep this. You need this. They gave him the whole 20 and just went about our way. He didn't want peace. But I think we have to have a willingness to choose peace, even in the environment when it's not there. And then we also have to prepare and expect that peace by being the peace that we want to see. So when we wake up in the morning, when we walk out the door, or even before we walk out our doors, we want to be prepared for more love, for more peace than a mind can even imagine. And we prepare for it by willing to bring it wherever we go. There was a man who used to come home from his work, and he would always experience chaos, a lot of confusion going on. There was always high drama whenever he got to his house. And he was sharing that whenever he went home, that he would meet all of the ruckus, from his kids who were a little unruly, and there was discord and with his partner, and he went to a counselor. And he was counseled by that counselor that whenever he put the key in the door, he was charged to become what he wanted to meet on the other side and not open the door until he could be what he wanted to meet. And sometimes he said he had the key in the door for a long time, but he would take a breath and he would become the peace. He would become the love. He would become the patience. And he would become the beauty that he wanted to meet. And he would open the door. And after a period of time, he said he met what he brought to the party, so to speak. Because we get to meet whatever we bring over and over again. And if we want to have peace, we have to bring peace. And along the way, we continue to describe what we want to see. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. To manifest peace, or what Martin Luther King called the beloved community, or what Apostle Paul called the colony of heaven, we must describe the world differently. Understand that what we describe, we ultimately see. And we want to begin to describe the world as that beloved community, as that colony of heaven. And we do this by doing a few things wherever we are. What I realize is when we come to a place like this, it always starts with ourselves. You go to some places, you can blame other people for what's going on. You can blame the devil and so forth. But we say you got to start with us. Many people are brought into belief in separation. And that leads to isolation and otherness. And then that behavior becomes in alignment with this sense of isolation and separation to the degree that many individuals who have an active prayer practice only pray for their friends. But here's the thing. The master teacher, Jesus, challenged this sense of separation and isolation. He said, pray for your enemies. Now, I think when he said those things, a lot of the people that will follow him said, I will follow him no more. No, I can't go that far. Most of the time, I'm sure we spend time praying for friends, people who may be, having going through some challenges, people that we know, but we don't spend a lot of time praying for the individuals that we consider maybe our foes or people we don't like, people that we may in our mind call an enemy. And I'm not saying don't pray for your friends, particularly if you think I'm one of them, pray for me. I need prayer all the time. I'm saying expand our point of view and begin to bring into our daily practice these individuals, these people that we may not like, that we may not agree with, that may be totally opposite in our viewpoint, but begin to reach kind of an inward-outward way. And then we begin to challenge this sense of separation, and we expand what we consider a neighbor to be. And then we discover, as Jesus discovered, that the enemy is always within our own mind. As one of my teachers told me, we're never at war with another person. We're at war of our concept of them, what we believe them to be in our own minds. So we want to expand our prayer practice. We want to make it a practice that we constantly embrace an individual, past, present, or in the future that we may be at odds with. And when we say future, I know some folks, no one here maybe, but some people are at odds with people and they're planning in their minds right now what they're going to see, what they're going to say when they see that person tomorrow. They got it all mapped out in their mind and in their awareness. And they say, when I see him, when I see her, I'm going to give them a piece of my mind. But they forget, as I like to say, if you keep giving away pieces of your mind, after a while, you won't have any mind left. So past, present, and future, we begin to break through the sense of separation from other people. So this is one strategy I believe we can employ to anchor the peace that exists in the mind of God always. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. It begins on an individual level. Because our world is nothing more than a reflection of the collective consciousness. And if we do not do it on an individual level, it's not going to happen on a national or a world level. So we might ask ourselves, when's the last time, we had a so-called foe or someone we're at odds with? When's the last time we sent them a love note? When's the last time we may have been mad at somebody or somebody we held a grudge against and we decided to send them an anonymous letter that said, you're a loving child of God. Nobody's raising their hands, but that's okay. I didn't raise mine either. But if it hasn't happened on an individual level and we have not expanded our point of view to pray for our so-called foes, then nationally we cannot ask governments to drop bread instead of bombs, and we're not reaching out in the same way. And so the challenge for all of us is to foster this consciousness of peace or this beloved community is to enlarge our prayer practice, our prayer circle, to include those that we may have cast out of our hearts. And perhaps on a regular basis, just to start, maybe just once a month, let me go through our checklist, perhaps someone we're at odds with, an organization, a person, and send them something. Sometimes we could just do it anonymously. As one person told me, and I almost just said, I don't know if I could do that. I'm just like the people that said, pray for your enemies. I will follow you no more. But he said, just go ahead and send them some money. I said, no. And send them a card, he said, that said, you're beautiful. And watch as the boundaries begin to dissolve. And we begin to feel good by allowing the all good and the all love of God to be expressed through us. Of course, it sounds simple. It's not always easy. Because we see so much unlike peace around us and in our world, and sometimes we're encouraged to bring anti-peace. There was a king who offered a prize to the artist who would paint the best picture of peace. And many artists tried. And the king looked at the pictures, but there were only two that he really liked. And he had to choose between these two pictures. And one picture was of a calm lake. The lake was a perfect mirror for peaceful, towering mountains all around it. And overhead, there was a blue sky with fluffy white clouds. And all you saw in this picture was the perfect vision of peace. But there was another picture that had mountains too. But they were rugged and they were bare, and above was what looked like an angry sky in which the rain fell and lightning flashed, and down by the side of the mountain tumbled foaming waterfalls. It was really chaotic. And it didn't look peaceful at all. But when the king looked closely, he saw behind the waterfall a tiny bush that was growing in a crack of a rock. And in the bush was a mother bird that had built her nest. And there, amidst all the rush of angry water, sat the mother bird on her nest in perfect peace. And the king chose the second picture for the prize. And the people wondered, why did he choose that picture? And the king explained, peace does not mean to be in a place where there's no noise. It does not mean to be in a place where there's no trouble, where there's no hard work. Peace means during all of those things to still be still and to be calm in our own hearts. So peace is not necessarily an absence of war or an absence of negativity. Peace is a dynamic spiritual quality in itself, on its own. It is real, it is dynamic, it is alive, it is potent. And you and I know that we are in the realm of peace when we are bringing that. It is not the absence of something. It is not the absence of conflict. It is the presence of something. Like those kids who were asked that question about what their dreams were. They had a lot of chaos going around them, but they tapped into that peace within them to talk about their dreams in the midst of all the calamities that were happening around them. And I know in order for there to be peace in our communities, ultimately in our world, it must begin with us. So we continue to ask, what can I do to anchor my own inner peace? And I believe when there's a critical mass of people ask that question and live from that peaceful place, we will begin to shock the world. We will shock the nation. And imagine for a moment then our politicians, who are simply reflections of the mass consciousness, they are followers of that consciousness. And so when decisions are made, the first inclination is about reconciliation, it's about peace, it's about love, it's about building bridges, making neighborhoods, world citizenship, rather than protection, separation, and us versus them or any kind of conflict. So our assignment, should we choose to accept it, is to remember the all good of God and realize it's everywhere present, and it's our duty, it is our mandate, it is our commission to participate in it. So we pray for our so-called enemy or persons that we're at odds with. Understanding our enemy is a reflection of an unresolved separation within our own soul, so that the national, cultural, and religious trends begin to shift to include inclusivity, reconciliation, forgiveness, harmony, and I dare say even love. For love is not merely a nice thing. It is seeing the potential in everyone. Because if we stop seeing that potential in everyone, the light goes off in us. So this Advent season, in fact, every day for that matter, let us live as if there's only one love, because there is only one love, and that is the love of God. Let us live as if there's only one life, because there's only one life, and that is the life of God. Let us live as if there's only one people, because there's only children of God. Let us think and live from that awareness and watch as the great world in which we live begins to reflect the glory and the living God, that colony of heaven, that beloved community, which is God's plan for each and every one of us, to be those peacemakers so that we are called the children of God. Peace and blessings to you. Well, next week, Reverend Deborah will be here, continuing on our season of light, this Advent time, talking about joy and love. And also next week is Wear Your Ugly sweater, your ugly Christmas sweater, or your interesting Christmas sweater, whatever you want to call it. So we're just going to have a little fun next week, just to have our cacophony of sweaters representing Christmas. If you want prayer immediately after the service, just you check with one of our chaplains. Just look for someone who's wearing a white stole. They'll pray with you in the courtyard. If you have a challenge that you want to have prayed about, see things from a higher point of view, or you just want to celebrate something good in your life, you can pray for that and just bring more of that joy into your life as well. For those who are online who would like to stay in contact with Spiritual Life Center, you can fill out an online welcome card just to let us know who you are, what you're about, and we can also stay in contact with you, let you know what's happening at Spiritual Life Center. But most importantly, I want to ask if anyone's here for the first time. Any first-timers here this morning? Well, like I always say, if you're better today than you were yesterday, you're new, you're a first-timer, so welcome newcomers to Spiritual Life Center. At this time, we like those who are online, like to support Spiritual Life Center with your gift or your love offering. You can do so by going to your phone and texting SLC Love to 44321, SLC Love to 44321, or you can go to our website, slcworld.org, click the Donate tab, and give in other ways, including by mail. And if you're watching us online, just like us, share, comment, because the more you do that, then the more people become aware of what we're offering, and we can touch someone's consciousness a little bit more, and that's how we can make a contribution to helping transform the very world in which we live, because that's what we're about, to let God be God in all of us. With that, for those who are present this morning would like to give their gift or offering, or have given already, know that you're in the flow of a principle that says that whatever you give out, it does come back to you. So with that awareness and that consciousness, let us say our offertory blessing together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I circulate. Thank you, God.
Prepare your heart to feel the long-awaited joy. Expect your mind to be at ease. Awaken the child inside, cast every care behind. Every moment of this peace. There's a time for every season and a purpose for all things. Just remember love's the reason for the song we sing. Peace on earth, goodwill transcends. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin. Peace on earth, make your amends. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin, joy begin. Let's make new memories, the kind that never fails, like making angels in the snow. Enjoy the simple times, remember love is kind. Spend time with those who need it most. There's a time for every season and a purpose for all things. Just remember love's the reason for the joy we see. Goodwill transcends. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin. Peace on earth, make your amends. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin. Peace on earth, peace on earth. Love each other. Peace on earth, love each other. Peace on earth. Let the joy begin inside your heart once again. Goodwill and sense. This is the season for family and friends, sharing our love, the most precious gift. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin. Peace on earth. Let the joy begin. Ooh, let the joy begin. The most precious gift. Christmas is here again. Let the joy begin. Let the joy begin. Joy begin. Love each other. Joy begin. Love your brother. Joy begin. Love your sister. Let the joy begin. Love each other. Peace on earth. Love your brother. Peace on earth. Love the children. Joy began. Joy began. Joy began. Joy began. Joy began.
Peace on earth. Peace on earth. Well, for this peaceful state, we first of all thank those who have blessed us with their gifts or offerings, knowing they're going to bless the givers as well as Spiritual Life Center and those who are part of our community that are here on their way. Because we know we can give and give and give, but we can never outgive the presence of God. So whatever we give does indeed come back to us in ways we never imagined. We also bless those who have blessed themselves by leaving their prayers in the prayer box throughout the week. And we are reminded that we all have challenges and bumps in the roads and unexpectancies and challenges that we simply cannot figure out on our own. And it's in those moments that we know that we can lean on this invisible something that is beyond words but is so very real, that is always supporting us and pointing us in the right direction, that always has the answer to our prayer even before we know what to pray for. Because as that statement goes, before they call, I've already answered you. For this presence only deals in divine and perfect solutions, and they may be from directions we never thought of or answers that we never considered, but Spirit always knows. And so we simply come under His government and guidance and let the Spirit guide us with those answers as we go forth, being the channels and vessels of this presence in our own unique ways, so that we can say, I'm here representing the presence of God. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen. With that, let us join together as we say our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, I am, and all is well. Let's sing our peace song. Let blessings and be the peacemakers and hang around for some post-service music. Okay.
Yeah.